All right. Almost ran out of time there. Okay, anyway, there's a huge delay. What the hell is that? Nice. We missed you. I bet you did. Fucking dating ass. Anyway, it is Monday, and I'm tired. And I need to do something about my damn camera because it's like pointed way up, but I'm barely in the shot. So I don't know. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm sitting back a little bit. I didn't want to be a talking head. And I turned up the input a little bit. Someone got a haircut. Hey, Neil, how's it going? Yes, I did. Sam shaved it off. A little bit shorter than normal. So, yeah, one size too short. It's supposed to be a 7 on the top and then 6 around the back and the sides, but this time she did a 6 and did 5 on the sides. So it's a bit shorter than I like, but it's a haircut, so it looks better than it being a wavy mess, which is what normally happens. It is like 77 degrees in here. It is fucking hot. Ah, God, I love Colorado. It'll be 71 today, but it'll snow like tomorrow. Anywho. Oh. Oh, and there's my co-host. What's up? Come on. Yeah. Shadow. As soon as I start talking, you're not even awake, are you? Yeah. You're such a pain in the ass. You know that? Yeah, you are. Oh, hey, Neo saying hi. Shadow. Hi. What's up? It's Paul. It's Thumb. Anywho, so I was going through things today, and really don't know where to take the channel. Trying to fix the algorithm issues. My click-through rate is still pretty high, but my videos aren't being shown. So when they are being shown, they're being watched. And some of them actually have a fairly decent retention rate. So I don't know if it's just going to take time for YouTube to pull its head out of its ass, or maybe there's something else I'm doing that's wrong. I'm still working on it. One thing I am kind of perplexed about is that every live stream, I lose at least one subscriber. Every live stream. And I have a few ideas as to why. Sometimes we do veer off topic tremendously and talk for a half hour about dating or underwear or whatever else that everybody watches throws at me, but you know, that's the way I am. I will respond to just about anything thrown my way. And I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I've been saying that for years. I'm not, well, advertiser friendly. Like right now though, I mean more of to the fact that I started this channel doing a lot of text broker videos, and I still love text broker. I still think it's a great system, but I moved on from that, and a lot of subscribers are subscribing because of that text broker stuff, and lately I haven't been doing anything, and so I lose those people, which is fine. The problem I'm having now though is that I cover everything writing related. That's freelance writing, blogging, self-publishing. I don't just focus on one thing. Never have. I'm kind of incapable of doing that. The way my brain is wired, which is why I have like 5 blogs. But, yeah, so my content's all over the map, and then I get people that come in who want just WordPress stuff, or just self-publishing stuff, or just the freelancing stuff. And when I veer off topic, they leave. And so it's kind of hard my niche is kind of crap. So I don't know. I know I can't please everybody, but for fuck's sakes, I would love to please the algorithm at least. See, the live streams went from Mondays to Fridays, back to just Mondays. Text broker, unless you are a level 4 writer, there isn't much work for writers on that platform. Yeah, that was one of the biggest things. Is when I first started as a 3-star, I had to work my ass off to get to that 4 stars because I saw at the very beginning in 2012 that the majority of work was for 4-star writers, and sometimes you'd get clients going at the 3-star pool but expecting 5-star results, and those kind of clients you can see coming a mile away. So I worked hard to get to that 4-star status because then I knew that as soon as I hit that point, I'd be set. Well, I was able to quit my job and write full time before I got my 4. I was just doing this as a 3-star. And that came down to getting direct order clients and teams. I was on a slew of teams. And so I was constantly writing. I was able to quit my job at the school district. About 8 months later, I hit my 4-star for the first time for 3 days. Lost it because of commas. And then it took me another 3 months to get it back, and I've had it ever since. But I knew that as soon as... That's how text broker has always been, is you don't get a lot of work for 3s, 2s, or 5s. It's all in the 4-star area. So... Writer Access, well, I failed the testing, so I'm working on their platform. Well, failed the testing, so I'm working on their platform. So are you writing on Writer Access? I have to work back to level 4, but with a little amount of work, I can't get a level 4 for at least a while. Yeah, that's the hardest thing, is that trying to scrounge up enough articles. I mean, you need at least 5, and it could be months before they review you. There was times where it'd be like 3 or 4 months before they would review to adjust my level. Hey Ron, how's it going, buddy? So it's a bit of a pain in the ass. You're not working on the platform. Well, that's kind of a bummer. Sorry to hear that. Maybe I don't know, maybe their testing is more acute than it used to be. Keep in mind, it's been, 8 years since I used Writer Access. And at that point, they were way small compared to Text Broker. So, hey, Diana, how's it going? Yeah, there's all kinds of them out there, though. Don't just settle for just doing one. Try it again in about a month. So, but yeah, it's kind of rough trying to get up to your 4. It took me a while. I had the craziest day. I locked myself out of my house and finally got in. Nice. That's why you carry a key. Unless you like us, we have those digital keys where you have to push the buttons. Or if it detects my app when I'm walking up to the door. It's kind of cool. Star Trek-ish. Yeah. So, but that's my dilemma, is that now I don't know if I focus on one thing, I'm screwing the other 2. So what I was thinking is I wonder if I should break it up, like have freelance writing stuff on Mondays, which would include like everything I did, stuff like vocal, hub pages, Medium, whatnots. Do the blogging on Wednesdays and sometimes do a WordPress Wednesday because I know way more about WordPress than anything else at the moment. And Fridays focus on publishing. That way everybody's covered and all the bases are covered, but I'm still going to lose subscribers because I don't think anybody's going to want to wait till Friday or wait till Monday. So, it is what it is. I'm not bitter about the testing. With Indeed jobs, they are asking for testing on skills as well. The testing is part of the job application process now, and I am okay with it. And that's good. There's a lot of free ones, free testing things out there too. I know LinkedIn at one point had free testing, or not free testing, but free courses that you could take for just about everything. So I might want to look into some of those. Maybe I'll see if I can find some free courses myself and maybe I'll do a video or a blog post about it. That's a good idea. I was looking for content ideas. There's one right there. See, you guys are awesome. You inspire me. Where do I write this down at? Let's move. Let's just open an notepad. Free writing course sites, because I do have a list of free typing sites, like typingtest.com. There's like several. There's 10 I think I went through, and some of them are really cool. I kind of play with them, so it's really neat. Doc had to get it back in. Locksmith, you are putting out videos 2 to 3 times a week. I say stick with that. Well, I want to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like it says on my channel banner. And so I was gonna do 3 different videos today. I went, researched them all, looked up all the information, wrote them all out, getting ready to hit record, and I thought, you know what? God, that sounds familiar. So I'd look it up. I did all 3 of them at one point already. Fairly recently was one of them. So, got to keep an eye on what you're putting out there, I guess. So I'm going to go through and see what I've got and compare it to my list of shit that I want to create and delete the ones I've already done. So that's why there's no video today, is because I spent 3 hours setting up 3 different videos only for me to already have done every one of them. So I need to be more organized. And the neighbors called my landlord. Nice. But yeah, that's one of the cool things, though. Last week we got to play around with it. For those who are Buy Me Coffee monthly supporters, you might have noticed me and Sam editing Despair in real time. That was so cool. So she was in Sterling editing Despair while I had it open here. And so, like she said, this sentence doesn't make any sense, so I'd fix it right there. And as she was editing, I was going through and editing too, and I was making changes to some of the text, and she told me to stop because she's reading as I'm changing shit. So if you have access to that, it's kind of funny to sit there and watch me write and have Sam edit in real time. So it's kind of cool. I am taking some LinkedIn courses along with sites like Udemy. That's a good one. Coursera and Allison. I haven't heard of the last 2, but Udemy. My dad was actually going to do art classes on Udemy, but that kind of petered out. So I don't know. He's really interested in doing it. I just don't think he's got the ambition to do it, mostly because he's getting up there in the years. So, yeah. And there's been a few times where I thought about doing courses myself on Udemy, but then I came across some stuff. I can do courses on my own website. I just need the time to set them up. Along with a few others. I'm trying to narrow down what courses I am taking. I have been on information overload, but I am getting through it. Yeah, don't burn yourself out. Take it nice and easy. I know that you really want to get going, but yeah, don't burn yourself out, because you'll wind up hating it, and you'll start thinking it's not really worthwhile. So be careful with the information overload. But anywho, one thing I did decide on, I was going to do 20,000 words in my book this past week, but I was having, speaking of information overload, I have workload overload. And after Thursday, I realized that there's just no way that I can cram all of this in and still do justice to anything. So I figured, you know what? I know I wanted a May 1st release date, but I'd rather have a good book than a rushed book. So I'm going to take my time like I have been and work on it when I have time. I would have had way more time if it wasn't for screwing up the video today. So, hey Lenny, how's it going, buddy? But yeah, spending 3 hours for absolutely nothing kind of throws a wrench in your works. So, I don't know. Shit happens. But anyway, so I'm gonna keep writing every day on it, but I'm not gonna try to be done inside the next 4 days. There's just no way in hell. Especially if I want it to be a good book, and so I'm gonna take it easy, take it nice, and focus mostly on just doing better than I did last year, which in the grand scheme of things, I am. I'm way ahead of what I was last year. So, good times. But yeah, that's the whole point of it, is that I want a good book rather than a rushed book. So I thought you had already pushed the date back on Kingmaker. I did, because of family issues at the beginning of the year. So, which I agree with, by the way. You don't want to mess with the quality. Exactly. I had a really rough start to the year, really rough ending to the year. I lost two family members inside of 2 months of each other, one from a suicide. So it's it did a number on me, but I'm getting back in the swing of things. I did great in February, but I don't want to just force it out there for the sake of publishing. I want it to be a good book. So it'll be out just a little bit later than normal, than I wanted. Probably looking at, see, May 1st is what I wanted, so maybe sometime in June. So that's what we're doing. I'm still working on it. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. I really can't wait for y'all to read it. So, Kingmaker will be ready when it is ready. Exactly. When that time comes, it will be worth the wait. You don't want to regret what you put out. Exactly. I don't want to crank something out just for the sake of saying I got one out. I know I said I wanted to publish 3 books this year. That was a goal, but I would rather publish one really good book than 3 crappy ones. So I'm gonna work on Kingmaker, get it published, and then I'm gonna finish and work on 7, which is the story I have in Wattpad, because it needs a lot of work, and I promised I would have it done this year. Then after that, I'll do book 2 from Kingmaker, and then we'll work from there. I do want to try the serials though on like a Kindle Vella, but I want to make sure that I have enough time for all that, because I do still want to experiment with hub pages, and I want to still work with Vocal to see if I can get that going, because my Vocal makes less than $1 a month, and so I don't know. I don't know if it's worthwhile, but I do. I've had some good luck with hub pages. With only 2 articles, it makes more money than Vocal does. So I'm gonna see what happens after I crank out a bunch of articles on hub pages. But I'm, like I said before, I don't want to overload myself, which is something I have a tendency to do. Right now, I mean, if you think about it, I've got 5 blogs, 3 YouTube channels, and the Twitch stream, not to mention trying to write Kingmaker, and then everything else that I try to do. And that's on top of the work I do for Green Geeks. So, like, if I told you all the stuff that I do in a day, and not all of it pays, so I'm just really disappointed about my video going to crap today. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, I think so, Lenny. I think it's a good plan. We got, like I said, I would rather have a good book. I mean, I'm. This is my first published fictional piece, and I'm kind of worried about it because Dad is reading through A Freelancer's Tale right now, and he admitted to me the other day that it's just not a book for him, obviously, because A Freelancer's Tale is an extremely niche book. It's, if you don't care about succeeding on content mails, or how to deal with it with depression, or even know who I am, then you're probably not going to care. So Dad's like, you can tell it's an autobiography. It's just not something I'd be interested in, obviously, because he's not a writer. Well, ish. But so, like with Kingmaker, with it being a fantasy horror, I'm really worried about it because Dad is extremely arrogant and full of himself, and so I can just, he's going to shred it. But so I'm going to take as much time as I can with it to make sure it's as polished as possible. I know he's still not going to like it, but fuck it. As long as somebody else does, that's all that matters. Because he's not going to be my target audience, really. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen him read fantasy before, so I don't even think he's going to like the genre. He does read Stephen King and Dean Koontz do influence a lot of my writing, and so he might like that aspect of it, but I don't know. I'm still going to publish the damn thing. Fuck it. So, never give up, never surrender. Which is why I still do YouTube. I've been making YouTube videos for almost 3 years. I have 1.8 thousand hours watch time. But I do it because you guys rock. Because I love my audience. Neo, Diana, Chris, Lenny, Ron. I haven't seen Joel in a while. He hasn't been stopping by. So I don't know if I offended him or not. But he still follows me on Twitter. But there's a lot of people that make doing these videos worthwhile for me. And so, I'm okay with not making $13 a month from AdSense on YouTube. Because that's all you're going to really get. What a lot of people think is that once you get monetized, then that's when everything starts jiving and going together. And the problem is that when you hit just the 4,000 hours of watch time for YouTube, you're only going to be making between $10 and $20 a month. So it takes thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views to make hundreds of dollars. And so it's really not much different than AdSense for blogging. But that's neither here nor there. Their whole point is that I'm going to keep doing what I do because you guys rock. And I love the 8 people who watch me every Monday. My social life. What do you want? But I think I'm going to do that though. I think I'm going to break up. Mondays be freelancing, more freelancing oriented, or at least making money writing. Wednesdays will be blogging, and then Fridays will be publishing. I think that's what we'll do. And then Mondays we're just gonna fuck around for the next 6 months to see if unlisting them matters to the algorithm. If not, then I'll just turn it back on and say to hell with it. God, YouTube is such a pain in the ass. I don't get credit for any views off my blog from the embedded videos, but Green Geeks does. So I'm like, what the hell am I doing for... And I'm the one who sets all that up for Green Geeks, so I don't understand why Green Geeks gets credit for their videos, but I can't get credit for mine. I don't even have, like... I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't work. I've been trying to figure that out for 3 months now. I like interactive podcasts that are informative, entertaining. There is so much video sludge that is irritating and a waste of time. Yeah, I try not to do the sludge, but sometimes it bleeds through. Like a 30-minute conversation about dating. It's a Monday. What do you expect? I did like doing the podcast on Fridays where it was more of a focused topic, but nobody was watching them, and I figured with that extra time on Friday nights this Friday I drove across Colorado to get my girls. I wouldn't have been able to do that. It is kind of nice having Fridays to myself, but it is weird because I did Friday nights for such a long time, so it's like a habit. So the first couple of weeks it was pretty rough. I almost hit the go live button just because I was bored. But I think I'm gonna hold off on doing the actual podcast stuff until I can find a co-host aside from Shadow here, because she's not very talkative. Why are you licking my thumb? God. Yeah, that's my baby. It's my baby girl. Every time I sit in front of the camera and start talking, she has to be in my lap. Last night I streamed on Colorado Place's YouTube channel. We streamed Minecraft last night with the girls, and cat hair. And as soon as I sat down, didn't even have the camera on. As soon as I started talking, she had to be in my lap. No matter what. Because you're like to be the center of attention. But you're not a very good host. You're pretty quiet. When she starts doing her ASMR thing in the microphone. High five. You don't care. But anywho, I don't know. We'll have to see how things go. But yeah, I stopped doing them on Friday nights because, like, well, it's a Friday night. God damn, Shadow. It's Friday night and not everybody was home watching. So, ow. If I bring them back, it'll probably be on a Wednesday. Well, we'll have to see. But, yeah, it's, I try to be as interactive as possible. That's why we get veered off topic pretty easily, because I will respond to pretty much anything you guys throw at me. And back in the day, I've had some weird conversations. There's this one guy who got on the same time my youngest daughter got on, and she was chatting. She wasn't on the stream, but he was high as a kite from the UK, and they were talking about aliens for a good 45 minutes. And I tried my hardest to get back on topic, but she kept talking with him because she really likes that stuff. And oh my god, it was an innocent conversation, but it was just, you know, whatever. As long as you guys have fun, that's all that matters. But yeah, I try to be fun. I try to be entertaining. I'm not very entertaining by myself, I think. I've always been better feeding off of other people. Like, by myself on Monday nights is way different than being with Sam on Crossing Colorado's Fitness and Theory on Tuesdays. That's because I have Sam and I bounce stuff off of her. And I'm just way better reactive than proactive. So, I don't know. We're still trying to find our way. Why? What? What is on my fingers? I washed my hands. What are you licking? Soap? Your hands taste clean. Oh, the amaretto. Don't be getting drunk off my amaretto. My nose. Will you leave my drink alone? Get your own. But anywho, and then it comes back down to I'm just not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm okay with that. That's how I lived my entire life. I am a very unique taste. Kind of like rod cut vodka. You know you shouldn't drink it, but after a few shots, you're used to it. So that's how I view myself. But anyway, that's pretty much what I was going through today, trying to figure out. I was at a loss because I'm like, everything I tried coming up with an idea to do a video today, I've already done it. And I started deleting stuff off my list. Got a couple of ideas after the fact, but by the time I came up with the ideas, it was already 5 o'clock. And in order for me to record a video, edit, upload, and all the good stuff, it takes a little over 2 hours. So I didn't want to risk rendering the video as I'm trying to do a live stream. It would give my computer an embolism. So I figured, it's too late. I'll just chalk it up to, oops. And do it on Wednesday. So, but anywho, that's how my week has started. How about everybody else's? Yeah. Wow. Went down to 3 concurrent viewers. All right. Is it? I know my internet was having issues last night. Are we still having a problem on the line, or people just don't care? Everybody just got really quiet all of a sudden. Makes me wonder if my internet's down again. Comcast. Yay. Your advice isn't sugar-coated. You aren't as much of a butt as you think. Including you, I subscribe to 18 people when it comes to writing. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I try not to sugarcoat anything. I'll tell you exactly what's wrong. It is a hard... there's a lot of stuff you have to get used to, and a lot of people don't bring up those points, like your retirement or vacation time, sick leave, all those things you don't really put into consideration when you drop your permanent job to become a freelancer, because not every company is going to pay for that. Mine doesn't. I'm essentially a salary person, which has its benefits, but if I'm sick one day, then, like if I was working for Text Broker, there we go. Good example. When I first started Text Broker, if I was sick one day and I couldn't write, I didn't get paid. There was no money coming in. Vacations. I haven't been on vacation since like 1988. But if I went to my brother's house over the weekend, I had to take my tablet or my laptop and do some work while I was there because I needed the income. Most of my vacations or weekends off were working vacations. So a lot of people don't take that into consideration. I had to log out and log back in. I was having issues on my end. I can't say the word for but because YouTube flagged my comment. Really? And you're even a moderator. How did it... Fucking YouTube. Man. I don't know. We had it with Chris. That's weird. You're a moderator. How is it blocking you? Anyway. I had to get in the water and fix my ducks so it would float out to sea. I froze my ass off. I had to get in the water and fix my duck so it wouldn't float to sea, I bet. Okay. Not sure exactly what that means. Is that a metaphor? Did you really have to fix a dock? Sounds like you probably had to fix a dock. I wish it was... Well, not really, because I'm ready for spring, but it is fucking hot in here. We're pushing 80 degrees right now, at least in my office. It's 69 outside, mostly cloudy. But I hear like it's snowing in Ohio and the East Coast. Like that all came from us. It rained here, kind of. I understand everyone wants to make money. Believe me, I want to make money like yesterday. I am realizing that I have to give myself time to learn what I need in order to build better skills. Yes, when I first started writing with Text Broker, I made $25 a week. Woo! It wasn't much, but it was like 1 article a day, 1 to 2 articles a day, and it put gas in the truck. And back then I was a cigarette smoker, so I'd buy a pack of cigarettes or two. It's when I started building momentum. Like I had no idea what AP style was. I had to spend hours upon hours researching everything I could to learn everything. And I eventually was able to quit the school district, but it took me... I started January 1st of 2012, and I quit February 13th, I think it was, in 2013, or February... Maybe it was February 15th, because it might have been the end of a pay period when I quit. It was in February of 2013. And, no, it takes a lot. It took me a little over a year to get to that point. And keep in mind, all I was trying to do was surpass an $8 an hour job. So, back then, now I make quite a bit more. I don't know, I just changed it to but and keep it moving. Oh, well. Yeah, that's what I thought. Wouldn't float to sea. I was trying to say that it took me a while to find people who are offering quick fix advice on YouTube versus honest advice that I can respect. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of quick and instant. I'm not a big fan of instant gratification in any way. And I'll tell you exactly how long it took me to do everything I ever did. It's still, well, I constantly complain about YouTube. And since I haven't been very consistent with the blogs lately, they've been kind of slipping too. But I'm hoping to get back into doing more of that stuff. But yeah, it's not a... You can't wave a magic wand and everything fixes itself. That's not how life works. Okay, I'm back and finally ready to relax with y'all. Life is really hectic, but I always want to make time for Michael's show. Well, thank you very much, Diana. Yes, life is very hectic. At least mine is. Mine is chaotic. I wouldn't say hectic. It's a whole world of chaos here. Oh, I went to the gym this morning. Oh, a little off topic, but I was walking on the treadmill, and this lens is held on by a screw. Like, it just came out again. It's held in by a screw that keeps coming unscrewed. So I'm walking on the treadmill at the gym. My eyepiece pops out of my glasses. So I'm spending time there trying to find my glasses on the floor with only one lens. And I was doing this, and all I could think is, Armity. Almost makes me wish I wouldn't have found the lens so I could put a cover on my eye and call myself a pirate. But I did order some new, well, Sam ordered some new glasses today that I have to pay her back as soon as I get paid tomorrow. And they'll be here 7 to 14 days. So, who knows? But it's from a company that we bought glasses from before, so I know they're legit. I just have to wait for them. But they're all titanium frames and transition lenses, blue light blocking, anti-glare, the works. So, yeah, that's going to be nice. Like, when I was taking my eye test, she flipped it, and like, my God, it was so different. And then she tried talking me into getting bifocals, because when she showed me what bifocals would do, it was like amazing. And all I could think to myself was, well, maybe I do need bifocals so I can read. But then I think, but that would make me grandpa. So I don't know if I can do bifocals. I might have to get a pair of reading glasses, but well, it was a whole world of difference. And she asked me when my last test was, my eye test, and I said, I think it was like 2014. So yeah, my prescription has changed quite a bit since then. Good times. I've been doing independent contractor work since 2017, freelancing writing since 2018, and right now I'm having to learn new stuff so that I can get consistent workflow. Yeah, that's, we've all been there. I spent many hours going through Google, reading blog posts, watching videos. Nowadays, a lot of people have made courses and stuff, so it's a lot easier. But back when I was doing it, it was a bit of a chore. This was back in 2012, mind you. And there just wasn't, and Textbroker wasn't that old. Writer Access was just coming out. So like everybody was new with it. So it was a lot of work. But 10 years later, no, 10 years ago, I would have never thought that I would be where I am today. I'm in my own house. I have a great client. I love working with Green Geeks. I love doing my blogs, my YouTube channel, which I wouldn't do if I had a full-time job, or a traditional full-time job. I published my first book last year, and I'm about to publish my second. And this was just in the span of 10 years. So somebody asked me, where do you see yourself in 10 years? And I was about to respond, I don't know, because 10 years ago, I would have never thought that I would be where I'm at today. So, oh, I'm way behind. Hold on. Within the next 2 weeks, I have to take the GRE, finish my writing application and perform the medieval fair. I am super stressed. Well, yeah, I used to work at the Renaissance Festival. It was pretty cool. Doc, you have quite a few things going on. I would take into account that it isn't a dull moment. You're staying busy instead of sitting at home doing nothing. Exactly. Once you get past the stress, you realize that it was more exciting than you realize. You doubled to realize. Don't do that. Here's a good tip for you. Don't try not to use the same adjectives, verbs, and nouns in a single sentence. It sounds redundant, and sometimes if you do them in 2 consecutive sentences, it can also sound redundant. And never end 2 sentences in a row with the same word. Use reading glasses from BJ's Wholesale, 4 pairs for $20. Hey, and I keep my prescription glasses in my truck. Nice. I can't remember where we bought mine from. It's $114 or $116, something like that. But I have to have titanium frames because I am highly allergic to most metal. I had a pair of glasses that were eating away the side of my face, literally. It was burning my skin to pieces. I can't wear certain belts because it burns my skin. So I'm one of the special bitches that need titanium. So, and I might have to get a pair of reading glasses though, because that made a big difference. I can't do the bifocals. I don't want to be that old. So hello, hey Jacqueline, how's it going? Even with the courses, I still have to be careful. I took an introduction to a proofreading course, and I think it was worth it. However, the fundamentals to English seems like a waste to me. It depends. I know a lot of people that probably could take a fundamentals to English or use one. But that's yeah. Be careful where you get your courses from. Jacqueline, Michael, good point taken. Well, yeah. I can't remember what point I made, but you're welcome. That's one thing about getting old. Oh, she's dragging it. So when a cat lays and they're kind of tucked their feet, and they're still sitting up, they look like a loaf of bread. That's bread loafing. But when they're stretched out and their arms are stretched out and their faces like that and look like a dragon sleeping, if she had some wings on, that'd be cool. I might have to take a picture and give her some wings. Yeah. She's upset because I'm not spending as much time as she wants me to. Not to mention that it is hot in here. I need to get a fan. Be easier to focus on one or two things a day so that you don't stress. Yeah. With the things that you have going on, the deadlines are close together, so you have to handle more than two. Are you familiar with keyword Cupid? God, it sounds familiar. If yes, do you think this tool is effective and useful for SEO? Keyword Cupid. It sounds familiar. I might have to look that one up real quick. Let's go. Boop. Give it back chat. Keyword Cupid. Oh, look at that. I haven't used it. Unbiased keyword research. It's a sad state of affairs that you have to add that to your marketing strategy. 7-day trial. Neural network models to reverse engineer Google's knowledge graph in real time. I don't know. 7-day free trial, though. I might have to try it just for the trial. I agree to cookies. But, how much is it? Well, it's only $10 a month. 500 keywords per month. Shit, I do that in a day. I do a lot of stuff for Green Geeks. 2 cents per keyword. I don't know. They have our writing service though. 10 user accounts. That's the best value. I didn't even know 10 people had added to this. I might have to try the 7-day free trial though. I'll leave it open so I remember. A comment where I realized twice you gave me advice about that. Oh. Okay. Sorry. I'm telling you. So this morning I woke up, went to the gym, lifted 31,000 pounds, and then I decided to go for a 12-minute walk on top of that at 3.5 miles an hour. Then I came home, walked some more around the backyard. I have got in 12,850 steps. I've burned 3,500 calories, and I've only eaten 2,000. So I am on a roll to lose some weight this week. And I did play the Xbox. So all this work has burned me out. I'm so tired. I'm too old for this much effort. Or maybe I'm just out of shape, which is a better possibility. Ron says Keyword Cupid is supposed to cluster relevant keywords to help you write better content. Yeah, but I don't know. I'd like using Yoast SEO in WordPress, and they partnered up with SEMrush, so I can click a button and get relevant terms through SEMrush as well. I do like Rank Tracker, even though it doesn't save your settings unless you buy the upgrade. But you can still spend a day and come up with a ton of ideas, which I think I'm probably going to wind up doing tomorrow, is spending a bunch of time coming up with a blog and video ideas. But I don't know. There's so many different keyword tools out there. The thing is that it may work, it may not. There's a reason why there are so many different tools out there, because everybody has to find what works perfect for them. And what works great for one person may not work all that well for another. And you got to keep that in mind. That's one thing I try to get out there whenever I do a review on anything, is that it doesn't matter how well it works for me. It may work even better for you. It may suck for you. I can only tell you about my experience with it. And like with TextBroker, I know a lot of people who hate TextBroker, who said that they couldn't make money on it for anything, and it was good for beer money and this and that. And all I can think is, yeah, but I made a career out of it, quit my full-time job, and I've been writing since 2013. I didn't stop using TextBroker until 2018. And that's only because I don't need to use it. I make way more than enough money now. And so I still promote TextBroker, but I know that some people are going to have a harder time using it as opposed to somebody else. And so it's something I try to teach my son, is that just because you think it sucks doesn't mean it does suck. Everything has an audience. So he's really bad at doing that. Like, hey, everybody has their cup of tea. If you want to take the courses, then go ahead. If not, then don't take them. Yeah, there you go. Your boss may need to take the courses too, but it's about you investing your time into what is going to further your career. Oh, I got to read her. Sorry, Diana. Like, what are you talking about? My employer offered some free training courses on writing grammar. Yeah, but you got to, where are those training courses coming from? Did they create them themselves? Because if they're not an editor, then it's really not going to be all that prolific. I realized my coworker is the one who needed them more than I do, but of course he won't take them and my boss won't make him. Well, I'm thinking about taking some master classes for creative writing this year, because I know I don't even come close to knowing everything I need to know about self-publishing and publishing a book. But that's how you learn, right? Trial and error is how I learn best. From personal experience, it is hard to focus on what is best for your job when you have coworkers that are making your job harder to do. It sucks being the cleanup lady. Yep, I've had to do that too. I've had to back clean up. It sucks when you just think to yourself, Jesus, I wish you could just do your job, do your damn job. It'd make my life so much easier. Fuck, I thought that recently too with where I'm at now. So I had a writer. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't the best. And no matter how many times I tried to teach him or gave him examples of what we need to do, he just wouldn't wrap his mind around it. And I'm like, fuck, if I have to spend all my time fixing your blog post, then having you on our payroll is pointless, because I might as well just write the damn thing myself. And so luckily he got a better opportunity and left, so I didn't have to fire him. But it was getting bad there for a while. I signed up for their free trial offer this evening. I don't have SEMrush or Ahrefs. SEMrush has a free version you can use. It's kind of a light version of it, but it does okay. Be about the same amount of information as you do with Ubersuggest, except for SEMrush will monitor your website's growth and development. I like SEMrush. I do have access to a company, Ahrefs. I love Ahrefs, but it is stupid expensive. So if you're going to get into that, you best make sure it's what you want because it costs a lot. So $99 a month, and that's for the low one. The one I get to play around with is the big one. So it's cool. It's got a lot of really cool shit to it, but it is expensive. So make sure it's what you absolutely want. Ahrefs is a YouTube channel. Yep, Ahrefs. What's another good one that I like? Well, we talked about Neil Patel last month. Neil Patel has a YouTube channel. He does a lot of good SEO stuff. I just can't stand reading his blog posts. I think they are too drawn out, but his YouTube channel is not too bad. I used to be a big fan of Dean at Backlinko, but I haven't seen a Dean sold Backlinko recently, and I was going to watch the video as to why, but I haven't got around to watch it yet. But hey, Lynn Newman, have you tried working with any kind of AI writing assistant software? Nope. I think I'm too much of a purist for that. I don't believe artificial intelligence will ever actually produce the human element or replicate the human element when it comes to writing. A lot of writing nowadays, especially on blogs, is focused on that personal interaction or that personal connection. And an AI just isn't going to be able to do that. Now, an AI might be able to help you come up with headers maybe or some kind of formatting, but I don't, I'll probably never use them because I am too much of a purist. I have to do it myself. I bet they probably are awesome. I've read some AI, some AI works, and it's hilarious because there was one. Oh, I wish I could remember what it was, but it was a YouTube video. I can't remember. Oh, now I can't remember. It was a couple months ago, but it was funny as shit. It was great. So if you want to see some epic fails, look up AI writing. Some of them are just wow. But no, I don't think I'll ever use them, Lynn. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I just, like I was saying before, everybody's got a cup of tea, and that's not going to be one of mine. So it may work great for some others. I would change your mindset instead of saying stop complaining. Don't tell yourself that you changing his errors gives you job security. That will drive you nuts. But, and he's my spirit anyway. Well, I can see that because I had to, like that writer I was talking about before, is if I have to spend all my time redoing your stuff, then I can't get my work done. And at that point, you might as well just fire the guy and find someone else. I know you can't because you have, he's your boss's buddy or something like that. So, Lynn says, thank you for answering. You are very much welcome, Lynn. Everyone have a great night. Time to let the dogs out. Who let the dogs out? Lenny. I had to do that. Sorry. That was corny. I know. I'm bad. Have a good evening, Lenny. Thank you for stopping by. Unless you quit, changing his errors seems to be something that you can't change. Yeah, pretty much. If you're not willing to make an adjustment, then you can't really complain. That's something else I try to teach my son, is that you can't bitch and moan about something that you have no willingness to adapt to or change on. So I know it sucks. You probably don't want to do his stuff, but unless you take those steps to be done with it, you really have no room to complain on it. So I said the same joke in my head. Let's see, it would have been great if his name was one syllable. So, but it wasn't, so it is what it is. And then make sure that your work is done. Yeah. As long as you get your stuff done. What you can do is, like, well, I think I brought it up before, was it depends on what your contract is. If it's not in your contract to fix his shit, then don't. Tell him, hey, it's not in my job description. But, you just got your new house and you probably don't want to risk things. But that's the kind of person I am because I can find work almost immediately and everybody knows it. And so I do have a bit more leeway when it comes to certain things. But, I can see why some people don't want to rock the boat. I'll sink the motherfucker. So don't push me. Do you think it's weird that my boss asked me to remind him to do things? Like it's like I have to babysit him. No, and I can. Y'all gonna make me feel old. Sam sets reminders for me because I will forget. I set reminders on my phone because I will forget. I have to set everything up in Asana exact so I don't forget. And I think it's an age thing because I forget a lot. So for him to ask you, to remind him, maybe it's just one of those things, I watch Corey Who Writes channel. She uses the Jasper AI writing tool, the premier AI writing tool. To me, the content is AI tool produces seems average at best. Yeah, I don't. And I've seen one video where someone was promoting making $500 a day on Text Broker using AI, and I'm like, no, you're not. Not consistently. You can shit the fans, my friend, but you can't shit the players. I will never use AI because I am a purist. I have to write. I have to do it myself. Otherwise, it's pointless. Part of why I became such a success is that I would put everything I learned into practice immediately, whether it was for a client or for my own blogs. But while you're writing, if you're using tools like Grammarly or Pro Writing Aid or any of those other ones where it shows you the error, it'll also tell you why. Once you start learning all those nuances, you start making fewer errors in whole. And so I would prefer to learn than to have AI try to crank something out for me. I'm just that way. Doc is reminding him to do things part of your job description. Nope, not my job description. Well, there you go. It is a must to use an AI tool for writing. No. Like I said, I will never use AI tools for writing. The closest I get to an AI is having Grammarly scan it while I'm writing. That's it. I will never have a bot write my shit for me. Ever. I might play around with them just to show you why I will never use a bot. Which, maybe I'll make a video out of that. Why? Whoops. I will never use AI writing. And, well, like I was telling Lynn, is that just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's going to suck for everybody. There's probably people out there that love it. Well, Corey, who writes, probably writes. Corey doesn't write, her AI does. But, for Corey, it might work perfect. And, and that's good. For me, it won't. I can already tell you now that I'll hate it. The reason why I ask is because sometimes when things are not in our control, we shift and get mad at things that are harmless. It's called being short-fused. So it bugs me, I think. And once those small things start bugging you and they start chipping away at you, eventually you'll fucking snap. Now, I doubt you'll blow something up, but when you start getting those little chips taken away from you, and then another still, it starts eating away at you to the point where you hate your job, you hate life, and you don't want to do it anymore, and you quit and go work at McDonald's. You don't want to do that. So you got to find ways to adapt to those little teeny chips as they're being taken out of you, because they add up, and you wind up dreading your workload. I think I'm mostly pissed because I know he makes more than me and he can get away with stuff like this. Well, see, like I said, start looking for a replacement job. I don't understand your boss because I I trim the fat. If you're not going to do what I need you to do, I don't need you. And I guess not everybody thinks that way. I snapped at him at work a few months after I started working. Yeah. If you leave, they'll find someone else to clean up his messes. I am sure there were other people that cleaned up his messes before you were hired. Yeah, almost undoubtedly. I don't think Jasper could be used to do more serious research to write quality content. I don't think it could be used to do some serious research, quality content. Okay, it took me a second. I'm telling you, I busted ass today. I'm not all there. So, I don't know. I'll look into it. I'll put in quotes. Jasper. But I can already tell you that it's not going to be something I would ever be interested in using. I don't understand my boss either. Yeah, that's I've had fire people. I have no qualms with firing people. If you're not going to do what I need you to do, I don't need you. I need another writer right now, but I can't hire one. So when I was hired, they told me I was the first writer who knew how to spell. It was pretty. How stupid were they? Well, let me put it to you this way: he spelled his name with a 6. So, Simpsons reference. Yeah. I would be. Oh, well, I could go on my rant about going all through all those resumes that I did last year and all those cover letters where you're applying to be a writer, but you can't spell for dick in your introduction to me. Like your cover letter needs to be grammatically perfect. Otherwise, I'm not even going to look at your resume because if you can't write a coherent sentence, there's no way in hell I'm going to hire you to write my stuff. So, and I can't believe how many people would send in junk cover letters. I'm like, people, and some of them, and if English isn't your first language, that's fine. But there are ways to polish your shit up without it being your primary language. And so, my God, put some effort into it. I hate that shit. Then we get these ones, these cover letters that were like 3 pages long. I'm like, I don't need your life story. 1 paragraph is all it takes. Tell me why you're perfect for the position. That's it. Your resume is going to tell me everything else I need to know. You don't need to go into detail about having to take care of your sick mom when you were 13. I don't give a shit. It's great that you did that, but from my perspective, I don't care. I need to know that you're able to string a coherent sentence together to where people can actually read it. Mm-hmm. I have a PhD, master's. I've read last year. I read resumes from people who have their master's degree, whose cover letters were. You'd think they were written by 13-year-olds. I mean, it was bad. People, come on. I can't be that unique. But yeah, there's some people that shouldn't be writing. And I know I don't want to burst anybody's bubbles. And if you can't write, that's not anything necessarily bad. Not everybody's cut out to be a writer. It's what you do with that is where you draw the line for success. I didn't know what I was doing. No clue. Never been paid writing before. I did a few blog posts for my own websites back in the day, but never on a professional level. So when I got all those editor remarks on TextBroker, I took everything they said, researched how to fix, and I fine-tuned my shit. I spent the time honing my craft, essentially. If you cannot even hone your fucking cover letter, don't apply. Just go to McDonald's. Be done with it. Sorry. I hate it when people do that shit. A lot of hate in me. So, anyway, if someone is applying for a writing editorial position, it makes zero sense if they have typos or spelling errors. Exactly. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. On the dot. It's like they literally don't care. Yeah. Or grammatically don't care either. God, people. I don't get um I don't understand people nowadays. Back in the 90s, you would have never seen that kind of shit. But nowadays, everybody feels entitled to do whatever the hell they want and accept and get accepted for jobs that they are not qualified to do. I don't know. My favorites are the people who apply to be writers when they toyed around with poetry back in high school. That's not what I'm looking for. Not that there's anything wrong with it. If you're into poetry, get it published. Go to Amazon. I got plenty of videos on how to do that too. But I need someone who can write WordPress tutorials, not give me a haiku about WordPress. There's a big difference. I don't know. Just it's really hard to have faith in humanity. Who are these people? They sound extremely unprofessional. Oh, it's 80% of the workforce nowadays. I can't say if it's 80%, but it was a vast, vast portion of the people who applied for when we were hiring writers last year. And well, it's like we had that conversation about your friend telling you that, or that one guy that was telling you to, if someone sends in a revision request on TextBroker, just ignore it, cancel it, and move on. Like, that is unprofessional as shit. You know how many revisions I did? And because of those revisions, I collected a ton of private or direct order clients on TextBroker, and I made a ton of money off them. It's those things of giving a shit about the quality of work you create is where success comes from. You can't just, oh, this guy wants it done a certain way. Well, I'm just going to cancel it because I don't want it to affect me. I have done more than 5,500 articles in TextBroker alone with 3 rejections. 2 of them weren't even my fault. And a lot of those were based on revision. I remember revising one article 5 times before it got accepted. Because at that point, I was invested. But I think it's incredibly unprofessional to say that, well, if you want a revision request, I'm just going to cancel the order on you. Which means they have to now they just spent that time with you. Now they have to move on to somebody else. That's fucked up. And that's not how I roll. So I have come across quite a few that tried to screw me out of stuff, and you can develop a bit of a sixth sense when it comes to that kind of stuff, so you can cancel the order before they take advantage of you. And at that rate, I would take the article I just wrote and publish it myself on my own blog, so they couldn't use it either. Because the way Google Penguin works is that the algorithm for Google is that if you can prove that your article was out there first, they can't use it for SEO, and you can DMCA it. So I would make sure it's out there immediately. So it's never cancel. Yeah, everyone on TextBroker told me to cancel orders if they were revisions. I was just following their advice. Yeah, that's bullshit. That is unprofessional as hell. I would never hire somebody who did that, ever. See, my coworker makes tons of spelling errors, but they are still technically words. Technically, it's a word. That's awesome. So the spell checker doesn't catch him. It's a strange problem. So what it is, are they using the grammatically different words, like there. A lot of spell checkers won't pick it up because it's spelled correctly, even though grammatically it's not correct. That's why I like using Grammarly and Pro Writing Aid. Now, Grammarly and Pro Writing Aid aren't 100%. Sometimes it will give you a false positive, but for the most part, it does clean up a lot of those issues. And I can't tell you the number of times Grammarly has saved my ass from making a fool of myself on Twitter because Grammarly, the Chrome extension, works with Twitter. So, like, if I use Twitter on my desktop, it'll catch you making all kinds of stupid mistakes. And when you're promoting yourself as a writer, the last thing you want to do is send out a tweet that's grammatically incorrect. Not very good marketing. It goes along the lines with having a grammatically correct cover letter. So far, I haven't had any revisions or rejections on Textbooker. That's awesome, Neo. Keep going, keep going. And as soon as I started writing in the mornings instead of at night, my revisions for Textbooker dropped like a stone. Probably because I was coherent and awake. I used to write at night, and there would be times I'd be up until 2 a.m. working on a piece. And when I first started with Textbooker, it was my goal to, as soon as I pick up an order, do it, be done with it. My dad, when he tried it, he would pick up an article and he would wait until the last of the 24 hours or 3 days or whatever it was that the client wanted. He would wait until the last minute to submit it. Like, why don't you just crank it out now, be done with it, send it out, pick up another. Just keep cycling. That's why they call it a content mill, is so that you can grind out content as quickly as possible. And most clients don't need it to be absolutely perfect because chances are they're going to be revamping it a little bit anyway to fit their narrative or their site or their style. So they just want something that reads really well, that has exactly what they need in it, and that's it. And so it's really quick and easy. And Dad would take the entire time to make $4. Like, if you just did it inside 20 minutes, you could have made $15 in that first hour. So, I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know where that was going. But, oh, the revisions. But, yeah, I didn't, as soon as I was writing in the mornings, my revisions dropped dramatically. And they dropped a lot after I started using Yoast SEO's readability checker in WordPress. And I have a video about how I used to use WordPress for Textbooker articles. And worked really great for me for like 2 or 3 years. I created some of my best articles, which is kind of sad because my name doesn't go on them in Textbooker because you're a ghostwriter. But I've created some great stuff, and it's kind of disappointing that I got paid $12 for some of my most brilliant 1,000-word articles, or $14. But that's okay because when you look up review for Buy Me a Coffee, I'm still #1. I have been for 3 years. I gotta figure out something about the site though. I'm gonna start losing positions because my site's too slow. Anyway, I'm sure I've told you this story, Michael, but I found 3 pages of errors in our previous game script. My boss was pissed because my coworker wrote that script 2 years ago. Yeah, you told me about that. That's nuts. Like, man, people. And Grammarly, the Chrome extension, kind of works in Google Docs. It's in beta right now, but it did pick up quite a bit when I was writing Despair last week. So if you guys use Google Docs for writing your scripts and stuff for collaborations, that might be something worthwhile to look at. Do you write on Writer Access? Oh, damn it. See, I'm having issues again. I think my router needs to be restarted. I'll have to play with it. I admit that I am slow at research with Textbooker. Almost every article I've written was in a subject that I knew little to nothing about. That's how I used to excel at Textbooker because of that. I love learning new stuff. And so when I had the opportunity to really explore a new topic, I love it because it gives me a chance to learn something new. I love education in any form. And so I loved doing Machu Picchu. I've written articles about Machu Picchu at probably about 20 times throughout my entire career at Textbroker. Every one of them different. And gave me a chance to look up all kinds of cool stuff. So That's one thing I miss about doing text broker. That's one of the reasons why I have so many different blogs, is because I have so many different interests, and so I like to explore different things. Also, one of our best employees is leaving. He had to deal with my coworkers' mistakes as well. I don't blame him for leaving. Well, I did not write on Writer Access. I didn't do good on the testing. Yeah, but it doesn't mean you can't try again later. Polish up some shit. If they told you what was wrong, that'd be great. If not, then just keep trying with text broker. Take what the editors do. What I did is when the editors would point out things I did wrong, I would take those, I write them down in a notebook, and then I'd take to Google and Google exactly how to fix those problems. And after a while, yeah, you straighten your shit out. It takes a little long. It's not going to be something you can fix overnight, but it is a good place to start from. I'm trying to think of anybody else. Oh, constant content. Try that one. Constant dash content. And when they first came out, it was great because you could write whatever the hell you wanted to, as long as they got accepted and clients would want to buy it. That was the problem, is that you could write whatever you want, but somebody would still have to buy it from you. So at that rate, just like a blog, you'd have to write something somebody wants to read. But it's now they've also incorporated more of direct client work. Their editors are just as good as text brokers, so I really liked using constant content. I never really got to explore much of it because at that point I was so busy on text broker that I didn't really need to. But constant content is one that you might want to check out, Nia. They do a lot of similar stuff to text broker, except for they do have leasing your content option, which people have made quite a bit of money on. So, but that's another good one to try out. From here out, I will slow down on the typing. Sorry about the typos, Michael. Oh, it's a chat. It's not meant to be perfect. It's like I try really hard to be perfect on Twitter, even though it's social media, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, like most of the memes on social media are misspelled anyway. But yeah, don't. It's chat. I'm not gonna ding you for points on chat. I was timed. I wrote down some of the mistakes that I made on the testing with Writer Access. Well, and then take that and work on it. That's one thing I liked about having my blog in the very beginning, is that everything I learned, I would practice on my own blog to get it built into my mind. If you don't have enough money to start a blog of your own right now, you can get on all kinds of free platforms: WordPress.com, Blogger, Tumblr if you want to be associated with it. But there's a lot of free sites out there that you can practice writing on, or practice writing on Vocal or Hub pages, because you make money on those platforms for reads. And you don't have to be, well, you still want to be grammatically correct because people will take you seriously, but you don't have to be perfect on those platforms. If you write something that a lot of people want to read, you'll make quite a bit of money on. And I don't make a lot of money on Vocal because, well, I haven't hit that perfect set of articles that people want to read. So take that and try out those two. Like Vocal and Hub pages are free. Set them up. Start writing immediately. Hub pages editors are quite a bit more strict, though. They will still publish your stuff, but they will also change your shit. That's one thing that kind of bothers me. They changed one of my articles a lot, and I kind of took offense to that, and I haven't wrote for them since. Because they didn't just change the grammar, they also moved around the headers and changed the headers I made on them. I mean, they really did a number on it. So I was kind of incensed. But I'm over it, so I'll try them again. But try that. Learn from your mistakes and try those platforms. Where are we at? This week and last week, the reason why I haven't applied to anything is because I am still learning SEO along with other writing techniques that will boost my talents. Here you go. I have a series on WriterSanctuary for creating content. I walk through everything from titles to the conclusion. So the titles, the headers, the body, conclusion, all of that is in an entire series for creating content on WriterSanctuary.com. It's a whole thing I did. So that might be helpful. Did I see your most recent comment? The last one that was recent, Diana, is also one of our biggest or best employees is leaving. Yeah, I read that one. So I don't know if you wrote something that YouTube flagged, which it does quite often. 52 new profile views on LinkedIn. I was going to do a video on LinkedIn too. I have the money to start a blog. I just don't have a niche to write about. I said that I will use Green Geeks as a hosting service or a hosting site. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, a niche is, well, it really depends on what interests you the most. I know if you want to do ads on your site, that the niche does matter with that, especially with AdSense. Certain niches will make more on AdSense than others. Like the health and fitness industry will throw way more money at ads than the writing industry, which is why WriterSanctuary doesn't make very much money, but Crossing Colorado makes a lot more for RPM. The gaming blog is about on par with Crossing Colorado, pretty close to about the same amount of income. The green blog doesn't make dick, but it's a fairly new site, so I can't really compare it to the other three. And then my michaelbrockbank.com isn't monetized. So, but niches do matter when it comes to monetizing with AdSense. But you also want to make sure that the niche that you pick is something that you're interested in. It's like I keep seeing all these videos. These are the top most profitable niches for 2022. Yeah, but what if you don't want to write about financing? Or what if you don't want to write about travel? You got to pick a niche that you enjoy. Otherwise, it becomes more of a job and you wind up hating it. You are far more excited to stick with a niche that you want to learn about. And that's why I don't like those lists. Is because, yeah, okay, well, financing is one of the top in the industry or for generating revenue, but it also is one of the most boring, depending on the topic. So your niche is yeah, it's something that you got to pick something that you enjoy doing. Okay, I guess I just missed your reaction to that. Oh, about the what was it? Oh, your best employees? Yeah. Coworkers' mistakes. I don't blame them for leaving. Yeah, I reacted to it. And then what you did tell me the story about the script from 2 years ago. And Neo retracted something before I had a chance to read it. I saw it pop up, but I was talking about something else. You have a playlist for WordPress and blogging, which I'm taking notes from. I know SEO is a different ballgame, but even with the information that you gave me, I am still learning more about SEO. Yeah. If you want to be a writer for clients nowadays, you do need to know search, at least the basics to SEO. And if you can get some client stuff to pop up on page one, they will throw way more money at you. So SEO is something that you definitely, I mean, you don't have to know every single thing about search engine optimization inside and out. I don't think anybody does. It's all guesswork mostly because Google likes to gatekeep their algorithm for obvious reasons. So just try to do your best for writing an SEO. And I've done an article on that too on WriterSanctuary's YouTube or blog for how to write SEO content in WordPress at least. Jacqueline asked, do you write on Medium? I did once. I was making 5 cents a month. I wrote an article on Medium just to try it out, and I think I don't know if I did a first look on Medium, but I just got an email from them recently that my premium status has been revoked because I haven't touched it in like 2 years. So apparently they have newer restrictions for making money on Medium. I was thinking about giving it another go. Out of all of the blogging sites that I've used, Medium is probably one of the most common that you see in Google search for a variety of topics. You hardly ever see anything from Vocal. Sometimes you might see some of Hub Pages and stuff pop up, but Medium is very common for a lot of different topics. So I was thinking about giving it a shot again. I know that their pay is weird. You can gatekeep certain articles that people have to pay for to read. I don't necessarily like doing that, but I'm not averse to giving it a shot again. Probably after I do my bout with Hub Pages here coming up soon. In fact, I'm coming up with topics for it for probably next week. But Medium, I'll probably hit Medium a little bit later in the year. I've got just so much going on. I got the book that I want to get finished. And then after Kingmaker, I'm writing 7. As for content wise, I want to make sure my blogs get attention first because, as opposed to Vocal, Hub Pages, and Medium, where I could make some money, if I publish content on WriterSanctuary, I will make some money. There's a big difference. It's Vocal and Hub Pages and Medium are great if you don't own an established blog. I have 3 that are quite established. And so, like my review for Buy Me a Coffee, it's still #1 in Google right now. And it's been 3 years. And that page alone has netted like a lot of money just in ads. So it's really hard to go to something like Vocal or Medium or Hub Pages where you can make 5, 6, 7 cents a month off of one article when I can make that in one day with the article. So I'm trying to get out of that mindset because I know there's a lot of people that don't have blogs like I do. And like I spend a stupid amount of money every year for all the blogs I own, but not everybody has that access. And so doing stuff like Vocal and Medium and Hub Pages is quite beneficial. And so I want to dive a little bit more into that because I don't want to be talking out my ass. I could say that, oh yeah, I can make all this money on Vocal. Well, show me. Because I can only make 70 cents. So I'm the type of person that I want to tell you exactly. Like I don't try to hide what I make. I don't make dick. So the web okay, so that's not entirely accurate. The websites themselves off AdSense do bring in enough to pay, I think, 3 to 4 times its web hosting every year. So it brings in 4 times more what I need for web hosting. So they're worth keeping around. And WriterSanctuary has made a lot of money on sponsored content, especially over the last couple of years. And that's because I charge $120 for an article. It takes me 20 minutes to polish it up. I mean, $120 in 20 minutes. Come on now. $50 gets you a sponsored link on my website. And I'm about to get another sponsorship here, hopefully, knock on wood. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to jinx it, but I'm excited about this next sponsorship because it's going to wind up making us a lot of money. And I say us because it's not just me that's going to be affected. So I'm kind of excited for it. So hopefully that comes around soon. I was supposed to be on it last week, but they're finishing up some of the development of it. So, but as for those platforms, that's one of the hardest things. Really, is that I don't need to use them, so I don't really put in as much effort like I do with WriterSanctuary or even Colorado Place. And I don't hardly ever write for Colorado Place at the moment, but it's that whole mentality of I would rather spend the time writing an awesome blog post for WriterSanctuary because I know that'll bring in traffic, as opposed to maybe making 5 cents this month off that one article for Vocal. So I gotta try to separate my mentalities for it because I do want to see if something like this can help you guys, and I would love to see what it takes to get to that point. That's because I'm helpful like that. I just got to figure out how way to break into that, and I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass, and so I don't want to dive all in on something that I don't really appreciate, you know. That was a long explanation. Sorry about that. It was long-winded. Hold on, I gotta check the snap because it might be Sam telling me get off. It's 8:30. We should probably be wrapping this up. I don't know. It depends on if anybody else has any questions for me. Oh no, just home safe. Okay. I've been quite active on social media quite active on social media as of late. At least on Twitter. Almost every time I have a meeting with my boss, he criticizes my work or says I should know something when I don't. How can I be confident in spite of this? By realizing that you do know it. I, too, have to deal with somebody on a regular basis who second guesses me a lot, even though I've been doing this for 10 years and I know what I need to do. He keeps throwing out some things that I know for a fact don't work. And so 6 months later, when they don't work, and he comes back and says, yep, that was my fault, I say, I told you so. Because that's the type of guy I am. Like, I told him too. It's like, I told you this wasn't going to work. Yeah, that's all me. I'm like, well, it's your blog. It's your website. I'll do whatever you want me to do, but just going to let you know it's not going to work like you think it will. But that's a hard part, Diana, is trying to make sure you still have confidence when you are second guessed. And so you got to figure out, you got to make sure that you are in, God, what's a good, you got to be confident in your abilities. And I know it's kind of hard to build that confidence when you're second guessed a lot, but you've got to focus on, you know, you're right. You don't want to rub it into everybody's faces because then you come off as arrogant, but you got to know inside that you know what you're talking about. This is their company. Let them drive it into the ground. And then when they sink it, you can move on to the next. So I know it's kind of hard to do that sometimes, but you just got to try. Take notes on what he says that you should know. He could be saying that because he doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, that's a good point, Neil. He's probably saying that because he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. It sounds like your boss is expecting everybody else to know how to run his business when he doesn't know. So, I don't know. I just keep reminding myself that I haven't been fired. There you go. So he must have at least some positive thoughts about my work. Exactly. That there is a good thing to focus on. It's like, okay, so I don't mean to turn it back on me, but when I first, or like right now in Textbroker, I've got that 5,500 articles, 3 rejections. My record is quite exemplary. And to help me battle with imposter syndrome, where I felt like a fraud a lot of the times because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And so I'd get sucked into this whole negative mindset that I don't know what I'm doing and nobody likes my stuff and nobody wants my work. And I'm like, you dumbass, look at your stats. Like, you've made tens of thousands of dollars on Textbroker. Obviously people like your shit. So you got to reach and grab a hold of those things that can keep you in a positive mindset. I just keep, okay, my boss is super temperamental. Well, a lot of them do. A lot of them are. You just got to move on. Just roll with the punches. I wish I had better advice for you, but I've had to deal with a lot of those myself. Nowadays, we just tell everybody to eat a dick. Move on, because not everybody. A lot of people, though. Huh. Yeah. Because we're a douche. Yeah. I'm only douchey to people that start it. Anywho, it is 8:30, people. We can probably wrap this up. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, if they want to hit me up real quick. As a recap, I don't know if we really need a recap. I'm still lost. So, where have you been? She's been sleeping. She was sleeping on the, well, she was up on my lap here for a while. And then she decided she wanted to take a nap on the bed. And now she's back. It's like, hey, I'm here for the show. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Kind of reiterate at the very beginning. I will start doing freelancing stuff on Mondays, blogging on Wednesdays, and publishing on Fridays. That way I cover all three bases of writing that I cover. Because that's what I am. I am a writer. I write. I write blogs. I write books. I write for clients. I cover everything that's writing related. That's why I built WriterSanctuary in the first place. So I'm going to keep doing what I do. And if I ever get monetized on YouTube, then cool. If not, then eh. I still have fun. Like I said, I really enjoy hanging out with you guys on Mondays. And I love answering your guys' questions. So hopefully soon I'll have some better information. But this week I'm going to be working on getting onto Goodreads. I'm going to check out that AI thing and see if I can find some free writing courses. I'll see about doing videos on those, maybe some blog posts. I have a lot of ideas for the blog. I have no idea how to fix the YouTube channel. So maybe it doesn't need fixing. To be honest, I am in a very, very narrow niche. So, and we love you, Michael. Well, I love you guys too. I love hanging out with you guys every Monday. I miss doing it Fridays, but there's fewer and fewer people, which I get. You know, it's Friday night. I really wouldn't want to sit there and watch a YouTube video on Friday night either. So I'm not upset about it. I get it, but I think I'll keep doing the Monday shows. I enjoy Mondays. Oh, doing her ASMR thing again. Yeah. And so I guess we will wrap things up. Okay, so don't forget, if y'all are interested, Sam and I will be on Crossing Colorado's YouTube channel tomorrow on Fitness in Theory podcast. It's it's our weight loss journey podcast. And that is on at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So it'll be 9 East. No, 9 Pacific, 1 Eastern, I think. And then I will be back on our Sanctuary's YouTube channel, or the show, next Monday. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can always hit me up on social media, on Twitter and Facebook, or use the contact form on WriterSanctuary.com's website. I have said that so many times in videos. I wonder if I should change up the CTA in the videos. Do you think it's boring? Should I do something different? I think I'm going to change the graphic, though. It's the same one I used, like, fucking... Oh, wow, when I first started doing the channel back in, like, 2018, I think I made it. 4 years old. I do like my outro, but I think I'm going to change my CTA up. I would love to do more videos of me, aside from being, well, let's see, I'm sitting at a desk in front of my own private bathroom in my bedroom. That's why I bought the house. I have my own bathroom. The kids can have their own. But this is my bedroom because I gave my office up to Sam so she can had a place to sleep when she worked at the airport. Yeah, that's how good of a friend I am. I gave up my freaking office. Freaking people. Huh. Anyway. But if I had a better camera, I'd do more stuff. I don't know, though. Like, all my videos are done on the webcam. I would like to have a real camera, I think, eventually. That's what I'm saving up for. But anyway. If you're interested, Freelancer's Tale is available on Amazon in paperback and ebook formats. I am going to be doing a new advertising campaign on the book hopefully sometime this week, and I'm thinking about dropping the price of it for a month just to see what happens. I'm not a big fan of dropping books down to like 99 cents, especially if you're doing ads, because then you're not making any money, since 70%, you're only keeping 70% of it, and Amazon takes the rest. So if your ads are more than what you're bringing in, that is pointless. But I will be doing a new ad campaign, so if you want to wait, I wouldn't be offended. I'm not sure how much I'm going to drop it to. Probably $1.99, because like I said, I need to make sure I make money off those clicks. So otherwise, it just becomes an expensive hobby. Really expensive hobby. So we're going to try a new ad campaign this week, and I'll do a follow-up video on that. Doing Goodreads. I'm going to look up some stuff for y'all. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. So there we go. I love having a private bathroom, living the dream, right? I'm telling you, I love having my own. It's a 3/4 bath, so it's got the sink, toilet, and shower. That's all. I don't need a bathtub. I have a shower. I'm good, and it's a nice tiled shower. I'm hopefully getting a hot tub this year. It might be one of those blow up ones from Costco, because they're only like $300, but it's a hot tub. So we'll see. I might just do a review about it for Crossing Colorado. Let's see if we can sell some. Maybe we'll do the fit podcast from the hot tub. There you go, Diana. And you're gonna miss it because it's on at 11 a.m. Anywho, I'm gonna call it a night. Unless anybody has any quick questions, comments, concerns before we call it a night, I would like to thank everybody who stopped by and asked questions. God, I am like really white. I'm like hunched over all the time too. I'm showing cleavage. See, I try to sit back, but that is like really white. Maybe it's whoa! Maybe it's my light. Let's drop it down a bit. Okay. See, that probably would have been better, huh? I have a tub, but it was refinished right before I moved in, so it's super nice. Nice. The entire bathroom was remodeled 1 month ago. I miss my jacuzzi tub from Westminster. That's one thing I do miss about moving. You're doing a hot tub stream? When? As soon as I buy one. Did you not catch that? Anyway, that probably won't be until way after May, because I still have a lot of work to do. I'm telling you, I busted ass today, though. So anywho, thank you guys for watching. I don't know how to end it, so I'm just going to shut it down. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next Monday. Love y'all. Have a great week.